And we are live. Okay, welcome everyone. So today's presentations will be starting right now. Let's start with Jade. I know she's ready to rock. Let's go, Jade.
I feel like I'm being picked on. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, let me see if I can do this. Let me know if you guys are seeing anything.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, it's just loading.
Jade, please also share the link to your repo so we can just have a look at it as well.
Yeah, I will. I was waiting for Brandon just to okay the changes I made, which only happened this morning.
Okay.
Okay, Udi, are we all here?
Mm.
Okay, so this is my project with Brandon. Let's play some dice with a beautiful background. What we do is we roll the dice. We get some special effects, some applause. We can either choose to change the players' names. In which case, we roll the dice again. And Jade wins. So the score is kept to the top right corner. Jade 2, Brandon 0. It's the best of 3 games, and the highest score wins.
Okay, cool. Can you explain to us? All right, Mr. Larry has a question.
Oh no, sorry. I just wanted to react. I was trying to react.
Okay, cool. All right, Jade, I was going to ask you to please share the code with us and then explain how every function works. So, how did you make it possible for
Okay,
your
hang on.
dice
I've
to
got to go
roll?
back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know if I'm still sharing screens here. Sorry, I just have to reload it again. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, so we've assigned the players with the function of edit names. We've done it in a try-catch statement as well, so that if there is any errors, it will not allow you to not enter names. It's also a limit to name length. And then we've got down here, assign the dice roll, also in a try-catch statement. We've loaded images. I was actually busy building a 3D dice from scratch, but it didn't work in time, and I wasn't entirely sure how to incorporate it into my JavaScript so that it would work. But it was something I'm still looking at doing. And then we've got obviously the random in an if-else statement. We've got a random if it's a draw, if the player 1 wins and player 2 wins. It obviously comes up with the heading of whoever has won with the names. And it's an alert if an error has occurred while rolling the dice, please try again. And then I've done the sound effects over here. So this is the applause. And also, yeah, so it's obviously on click, it's play music. And obviously you can choose various sound elements rolling of dice and all sorts of things. There was loads to choose from, so that was really fun as well.
Okay, great job,
And that bit
Jay.
I did on my own, so that was, yeah, I felt like I'd given birth. It was really cool to have it working.
You did it on your own.
Yeah, that applause sound effects, that was something I was sitting with last night just to make it a little bit different to everybody else. And yeah, it worked, and I was really impressed with that.
Okay, all right, cool. I love the colors that you used. I love the UI that you have. The only thing I would change is probably the background because it clashes a little bit with your dice when it's rolling and everything. But other than that, it's you did a really good job. Really good job. I would have to
Thank you.
first look at your code and then I will give you like a final mark after that. But looking at what I see now, let's say I'll give you 90%.
Oh, thank you. That's really cool. Thank you very much. Next time, can we make it 100 at least? Have you ever done 100?
I can't give you 100 yet because I haven't seen if it's responsive. And
No, I'm happy with 90. It's
all
really,
right,
thank you very much.
cool. Alrighty, who's next? Who wants to go next? Let's go with Tion. Are you guys ready?
Hi, I don't know if Shinai is around. He was supposed to do our presentation for us today. I didn't see him.
Yeah, I'm here.
Very cool.
Oh, there he is. Mr. Shingi. How
Hi
are you?
guys. Good.
All right.
So let me share my.
Present?
Yes.
Okay, cool. The floor is yours.
Can you see my screen? Thank you.
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. Let me just hide this. Sorry. Okay. So here is our dice game. We have our heading here with some emojis. Then player 1, player 2, and then here. So you click here, and then you get to row, and then player 2 wins player. So it's just, yeah, again, you can just roll it, and that's basically our game, the dice game. We chose a gradient as the background. We didn't want it to be too much, but we thought blue was a calming color, especially for a game. You don't want it to be too much in your face, or so a blue was a calming color that we decided to use. And yeah, let me explain our code. So Tyon had like a very good idea of like technical writing, and yeah, so she made a technical document that we're using, and as we were going with the problems we faced, we've all documented it in one place here. So yeah, for example, the challenges faced, the images for phases we initially we just had them on the desktop, and then we ended up putting them in one file, and the naming so that we can help with the path to the variable. That was one of the corrections we did. And so yeah, we had the HTML. So yeah, the HTML code, just the basic structure of it. In the CSS, the background color. You also have the button styling basically, and then the JavaScript code here. So it's all explained. Here, this is the explanations. So we use the const dice to retrieve an element from the HTML. And then we have for dice one, this is so we use the var random dice. And this was basically to generate a random number to simulate a dice roll, and also to update as when we want to roll again. So we did that for all of them. And yeah, so basically most of our code is explained in here, and how we went about it, the processes, the challenges we were facing, and how we corrected that.
Okay, cool. Cool. Excellent work. Excellent. Can I see the JavaScript file,
Okay.
not the comments?
My internet was loading slowly, so I'm just going to have to show you from VS Code, and then the repository, we can send you the link.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah. So this is JavaScript code.
Mhm. Okay, so you guys only had one function.
Yes.
Okay, and then can you go in depth about how this function works?
Okay. All right. I was getting a lot of help from.
Mhm. Okay, I think we lost Shingy there. Tion, do you want to explain?
Some of them I
Sorry,
need. Sorry.
sorry, Shingy, you were breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay. So it was the math random here, and
Mhm.
then the 6. So we had images. We have 6 images of the dice, of the
Okay.
different dice. So the 1, 2, up to 6. And then we're using the math random function. We're basically alternating the picture that is being displayed when we click the button. So from those 6 images, right? And then image here, and then the dice minus, so that we can actually randomize it. And each time it then gives a different image that it displays. And then so
Okay.
uh, we click the button for to play the game, and that's how it was changing the different die. And it's just a repetition mainly here.
Mm.
So what we then did was, like I explained before, we had this challenge of the image. So the path, it was the pictures were just there, so we ended up putting them in like a folder for images, and then from there we had to rename them so that it actually had a good path to lead to our code.
Okay, perfect. Lara, if you have a question?
I just want to ask with regards to this document technical dot writing, what is it about? Because I can see it has a lot of English and a lot of code as well.
So the technical document was basically documenting our journey while we're doing the code. So it has code and then code explanation, so that we could so that if I had to look at the project again, I could look at, okay, what went wrong and how and why we went about why and what we did.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. That's really good. Well done, guys.
Well done, guys. Well done. Okay, so for me, I have two things. I liked the gradient that you guys used. I like that the UI looks really engaging. That's a nice thing. But I was looking mainly at does it work, right? And it does. So well done on that part. And then the one thing I would add is please add comments in your JavaScript so that you explain how every function works, right? Because if we know what this function does, it's going to be easy for the person reading your code or when you present you yourself to understand it as well. So that's the main thing I would just add on to that. But well done. I'll give you guys 87. Yeah, well done. All right. Who's next? Arlincia. Ollie, are you there? Okay, I don't think Arlincia is there. All right.
Hi, Alicia is here. We are working together.
Okay, so could you guys please present your work to us?
Okay, just a second. I want to share the screen.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm so sorry my microphone didn't want to work. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Arlie.
Okay, so Ongi is gonna present, but I'm gonna do the introduction.
All right, perfect.
I'm so sorry about that. My screen kept on freezing. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see your screen.
Okay. Um, this is our dice game that,
Wait, Ongi,
yeah. You wanna go
can I do
first? Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, so hi guys. This is our dice game. So what we actually decided on is who's our target market, and we felt like a lot of kids actually play like the games. So that's why you see our background has the minions, but we also decided on minions because we think that everybody loves them, not only the kids. So it's relevant to everyone. This is our dice game, and as you can see, we have two dice, right, for player one and player two. We have the button start game and we have the button edit names, which we did a hover type of look where it changes color to be set more for the minion themed. So when you click on start game, now when you click on edit names, you can actually edit the name because it gives you a alert box where it says, hey player, insert your name. So Ongi is the first name, and then the second name would obviously maybe be Alensha. And then you say start game, you click start game, and then it says um, player two wins basically because it has more dots on the dice than player one, obviously. And what we wanted to incorporate, but we didn't have time to, we're hoping that you guys spare some more time to edit it later. We wanted to incorporate confetti when player one wins or when player two wins, the confetti will come down. And yeah, that's our basically our styling and everything. So yeah, Onke will take it away with anything else that you guys have like questions on.
Okay, great job, guys. Great job. Can we please see your JavaScript file?
Okay, coming up right now.
Okay. All right, there we go.
Is it showing?
Yeah, we can see your screen now, Ongi.
Is it showing?
Yeah, we can see your code.
Okay. Sorry about this.
All right. Can you go to your index.js file and just explain to us how each function works? Most importantly, the rolling dice function.
So this is our function for player 1 and player 2. It has got its function edits names where players get to put in their names, and the prompt will just come up and ask them to enter their names. We are still going to incorporate it to make it to show that player 1, this is actually player 1, and the name of player 1 is whatever name that is inserted there when we're submitting it. And then on the function dice game, we have this let random dice. So each time when the dice is rolled, the images will change randomly, and the the images have until up to 6 numbers. So it chooses randomly. And then here we have we determine the winner on the if. We're using the if so it's the query selectors select the your Alicia, please help.
Okay, so sorry guys. So we're using the if or else if statements. So if random dice 1 is greater than random dice 2, then obviously player 1 wins because then it's greater than player two's number. So then the document.query selector, the H1 on the HTML actually changes and it says that player 1 is the winner with our emoji, the hashtag with the number is the emoji that we actually use. And then else if shows that if random dice 1 is actually smaller than random dice 2, then our document query selector, which is the H1, will actually show that player 2 wins, and then it basically also adds an emoji at the end. And then else if means that if the random dice equals to both are equal numbers, and then the document.query selector, which is the H1, will then change and then show an emoji and show draw and show another emoji. And then else, if anything else happens, then it will show that something is an error, right? And then the dice.inner HTML will show that you can play a game, basically, and the game is up.
Okay. All right. Well done, guys. Well done, team. You guys worked well together. This was amazing. Um, I liked the minions in the background. It was really, really cute, and it didn't clash with the game at all, which is nice. The only thing I didn't see is a dice rolling, and also the player names were not showing, right? So it means the function wasn't rendering properly. Last thing, it works, so that's good for you guys. And then great use on the conditional statements as well, really, really nicely done. I'll give you guys an 82%. Well done, well done.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Right. Okay, I think that was everyone because Brenda's pilot is just watching us right now. But I think everyone has presented. Great job, everyone. I'm really, really proud of you guys. Keep pushing. We are literally almost at the end, all right? Because now you guys are becoming real developers. JavaScript is not easy at all. It's not easy, but you guys pushed and you did an amazing job. Tion, you have a question? You are on mute.
Sorry, I just wanted to know if anyone has heard from our Wonky. She's part of our cohort, but no one's been able to get a hold of her, even myself, because she was supposed to be Brenda's partner, and then Brenda's doing it alone. But I'll notify Brenda after this call because she did talk to me. I always check up on her. I'll notify her after this call that in future she must let people know on our group chat or the mentors so that she can join one of our groups because it's not fair to do it alone. So,
Okay.
because I don't know where's our wonky. I don't know what's happening.
All right. All right. I will also check up on her and find out what's happening.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll end the meeting here. Thank you so much. I think my laptop is dying. So let me stop the recording. Thank you guys for coming and good luck with everything.
Okay, so before you guys go, Tebo, you if your laptop is dying, it's all good.
Okay.
I just want to let everyone know now that you guys are moving on to level 4, it's gonna get a bit harder. The level 4, I would say, is the hardest stage of this boot camp. Not even level 6 or 7 or 8. It's level 4, right? Because you're gonna learn object-oriented programming, and you're gonna learn a lot more JavaScript. The latest way to write JavaScript called ES6, right? So you're gonna learn a lot. It's gonna be quite challenging. Your capstone project also um, is different. I just wanted to share that with you because in this one you're not doing your project in twos, you're doing them in fours because it's quite complicated. And also you're going to learn a lot of teamwork, team building, working in a team. So what we will do, I just want to share my screen quickly to do two things for you guys because yeah, this is it. If you guys can nail object oriented programming in ES6, then there's nothing that this dev world can throw at you and you won't be able to make it because this is the core. And whenever we speak to recruiters, they always say they want someone who understands the fundamentals of programming, right? Then they want someone who has a problem solving mindset. And then they want someone who knows object oriented programming. Then everything else is soft skills. Do you fit into the company culture? Can you work in a team? Can you communicate? Are you reliable? Those are the other things that get people hired. So this is a 3-week section. Um, it says 2 weeks here. There's week 1, object-oriented programming with objects, ES6 classes. Um, okay, I just need to check this if I'm on the right thing, but it looks like I'm on the right thing. And then there's inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and abstraction, which are the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming, right? And you will understand, don't be scared by the big words like polymorphism, right? It's all very simple. And then on the second week, when you do your ES6, you've got things like let const and var, which you've already been doing so far in JavaScript. You know when you know you should use let, instead of var, but then it'll explain why, and it'll also explain where to use const. And then there's a new fresh way to write functions called arrow functions. And you also have a new faster way to concatenate your strings called template literals. And then you get a little bit more array methods like object and array destructuring. And then you just need to learn how to import and export modules. Then there's something called promises with async await and error handling. So you'll notice that because you finished JavaScript, most of this stuff is just adding on top to what you already know. And in terms of the capstone project, you are going to do this one. It's a group capstone. You're gonna do it in groups of 4, and you're gonna need to work as a team on this one, right? So it's an online ticket system called Ticket Station, and the way it works is just like your cricket, where you go onto a website to buy tickets, right? And the tickets can either be free or paid. And this is what it must look like when someone logs into your page. They must be able to search for tickets. They must be able to buy tickets, or they must be able to register for an event and get the tickets delivered to them, right? So the technical requirements are there. There needs to be a landing page. When you remember when you guys did your modern makeovers landing page, that just talks about what the project is all about, what the app is all about, what it does, and then it has a buy tickets or a sign in page or sign in button, right? And then after that, they need to be able to log in. So they need to put in their email and their password to log in. And it also needs to have some of the features like event listing, selecting a ticket, searching for events, user registration, and authentication. And the application should be built following the principles of object-oriented programming. So you need to be creating classes for events, tickets, and users, each encapsulating relevant attributes and methods. It'll all make sense when you've read through the course material and watched some videos and did your own research on object-oriented design. But it's non-negotiable. So you're not allowed to just write functions or just write one function that does everything, because that is suicide for a programmer. That is not recommended. You need to use object-oriented design. Then you need to be able to list your events. So you should know and they should be sorted as well according to the latest date. Then there needs to be a ticket selection and booking process. Sort of like when you did your shopping carts, where you could select something and add it to your cart, you need to do the same with tickets. But this time, you need to use a lot of object oriented programming. And then you need to design and implement a user friendly ticket booking system. Yep. And then you need to deploy on a live server. Your website needs to be on a live server where people can actually just click and see your project. So the reason why this project is so in depth is it acts as the cutoff, right? So we've introduced cutoffs. Let me just continue to say you need to finish this in 2 weeks, so you guys can start now. And there are people from the okay, I'll explain the cutoffs just now. The assessment criteria is, firstly, it needs to have a beautiful user interface, right? It needs to be aesthetically appealing. So you guys know websites that look good, like Cricket or Google or Melsat Academy, right? You guys know websites that look good, so please make sure that it looks good. Please make it look as something that you would use. Then you need object oriented programming, like I mentioned, adherence to JavaScript best practices, including ES6. Please use ES6 across all your projects. Please comment your code. I noticed that some of the code was not really commented, and it's very difficult if you don't comment your code, because if you leave something for 2 weeks and it's uncommented and you try to go back to it, you will be very, very, you could not know what's going on yourself in your own code. So please make sure that you always comment it. The working live link needs to be there. There needs to be a clear sign of teamwork and collaboration. So you guys need to work together a lot in this project. And we said 2 weeks, it needs to be delivered within 2 weeks. There are no extensions, or there are no excuses to say my laptop is not working, or there's load shedding, or my cat was missing. You need to finish in 2 weeks, right? And yes, JD.
I just wanted to confirm when you guys are going to be assigning the groups. Then, if we have to do this within 2 weeks.
All right. So the groups will be assigned today. And just a quick one. I wanted to mention something. You guys will have team leaders, right? So you have one team lead in each group of four. The team lead is the one who will present the solution. They will manage the whole thing. They will act like the senior engineer in a group of four, and they will assign tasks. They will basically lead how they see fit as a leader, and you guys will vote for your own team leads in your groups. And then what I wanted to mention with regards to the teams and the checkoffs. So this is the stage where we really evaluate if someone is ready to move to the next level or not, because there's no use in us saying, yeah, continue with the boot camp, yeah, it's fine, continue, when we know that you won't be able to grasp React and Node and all the other things. Because after you've done your ES6 and your object oriented programming, everything else becomes a lot easier. And this is how you truly prove that you have mastered JavaScript, right? So if you are unable, then you would need to drop to the June cohort and join the June cohort so that you have an extra month. And what we have done also with the March/April cohort is that some of them will be dropping to the May cohort, because we feel like they're not ready to go forward. So you will have more people joining your group that are coming from the April May cohort, and they will make up the numbers. And after that, because we're meeting with them at 12, and then that's when we will announce who's dropping to May. That's when we will assign your teams of four, because we'll have a much more better understanding. It could be teams of three based on the numbers that we have. Yes, Shingi.
My question is, so are we getting 2 weeks to go through the content, and then after the 2 weeks, that's when you start the project, or it's 2 weeks from now?
So it's 2 week. It's supposed to be 2 weeks from now. So it's a very tight deadline, and it's very intentional. So it's 2 weeks from today. That's when you need to present. You can take the notes whilst you're doing your project, because you can start with the landing page whilst you're learning about object oriented programming. Landing page doesn't need object oriented programming, right? You can start with the other things whilst you're still learning. So it's 2 weeks for everything. It's a very tight deadline, and it's intentionally tight.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, are there any additional questions? Tion?
Hi, so like I don't know if I should mention to the people on the group that don't attend the calls, or some of them will have data issues, but it will get to them eventually, that if they haven't, they should really start picking up the pace because of this project now, or they'll fall behind. It's just to give them
Yeah.
a fighting chance. So I'll notify them after this call. So yeah, okay. So they should, just to confirm, so I don't get the message misconstrued on the group, they should start finishing up, because in the next 2 weeks we have a big group project, the ticketing system.
Yes. In the next 2 weeks, you need to present your ticketing system.
Okay.
So, if you're still behind, I worry for people that are still behind, right? Because it's gonna be practically impossible to catch up. So for William, I would say, because William, had you done your individual?
Yes, the individual.
Okay. So if you had done your individual, then we can excuse you from the group one for now, so that you can join in on this one, because well, we couldn't, your partner wasn't around. So
Okay. So this group project now, should I just leave it for now and do it at a later stage, or
you can do it at your own pace, if you still can, because I fully understand how demanding ticket station is.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Will you guys just open up the level for me then?
Yeah, no, that will be Loris will open the level for the entire cohort.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I wanted to say something. Yeah, so yes, so like I said, this is the checkpoint. The Melsoft Academy guarantees internships to everyone who graduates. Not everyone graduates, and most people fall off here. So if you can make it here, you have made it through the most difficult section, because even with this knowledge, you can start applying for jobs and you can get an internship. Most employers, they just want the fundamentals, they want object oriented programming, ES6, problem solving, soft skills. That's what they're looking for in interns. Everything else that we you will learn after this, like React, Node, these are these are these will take you from I'm a good developer to I am undeniable, right? So from here on, this is it, guys. This is the best thing that you guys can make, because you also have the complexity of working in a team with people, and that's another challenge. So yeah, that's all that I have from my side. All right, awesome. Are you guys excited? Are you guys ready? JD, why the sad face?
I'm very scared.
No,
I
no.
think it's going to be hectic.
It is. The last guys, they did a lot of sleepless nights. They spent weekends working on the sleepless nights, because you need to collaborate. It's quite hectic. I'm not gonna lie. You guys will need to put in shifts to make this work. And we will also share the best project from the team that was in Tinswalo and Saj, how they worked on it. We will share this via email today, so you guys will get a glimpse of how they did it. We'll also share a link to their Git so that you can take a look at their code. It's perfectly allowed to look at someone else's code and to use it in your own projects. But be careful not to, be careful not to over rely on other people's code, because you're only cheating yourself really at this stage. So yeah, yes, JD.
Sorry, one last question. You said that we have a deadline of the 2 weeks. So far, Microsoft's been pretty good in still accepting work after that. What is the consequence of this project if it's not handed in and presented on time?
You will have to join the June cohort. There's this
Okay.
one we cannot continue to be lenient because there are so many people that are not gonna sleep to make this done, right? So it's just not fair to allow everyone to waltz through the boot camp. Ali, is everything good?
Yep, everything is fine on my end.
Okay, Tion.
Would it be advisable, or would we be I don't know, bluffing ourselves if we maybe watch videos on like the project just to see how it's built? Because 2 weeks, this is a lot of work, but it never stopped us before. But I'm thinking that maybe we should take it upon ourselves to watch a YouTube video on a ticketing system while we're also going through the coursework, because that's
Yeah,
what we're aiming to build. Yeah.
yeah, I'm with you. So in tech, whenever we have a project, let's say we have a client that wants a booking system like this one, it's perfectly normal to go and watch a 5 hour video or an 8 hour video of someone building that exact same thing. And then you can either code along with them and then add your own spice to it, or you can just take what they did as inspiration so that you can start yours from scratch. So it's perfectly a good practice because it can be difficult to just start in your from your from your own head. Sometimes it can be very, very difficult.
And I feel like I know what you guys are doing where like it's 2 weeks or it's 1 week until a project is due. I was watching a video, and in the real world of tech, like we can't be babies anymore. We literally engineers, even though we're learning, we getting there. So when you work with a client, if a client says they want something done in 2 weeks, you can't, like if Ocean Basket wants a website done for Friday, it needs to be done by Friday.
Yeah,
So feel like you're training us for the real world now. So, yeah.
exactly. And some of you guys have hopes to be interns at Microsoft Academy, and that's exactly how it works. That is exactly how it works. So yeah, but you guys, I have no doubt you guys will make it. I've seen your projects, and Tebo always gives great reviews of you guys, especially the consistency in the few of you, right? So I'm not scared at all. Maybe you might feel overwhelmed and emotional at times while you're doing this, and that imposter syndrome will really kick in. But just know that we are not I am not concerned. I know you guys. I already know the guys that will make it and those that won't. And some still do need to prove themselves. But you guys shouldn't be scared at all. I think you guys have got this. If only Loris was here to throw in a couple of motivational quotes. Okay. All right, guys. So that's all from our side. Oh yes, he said I sent you guys an email to motivate you. Yeah, this one needs you have to dig really deep to get this done. But I believe in you guys. Awesome. Thank you everyone. Hope everyone has a great day. Hope you get started. You'll see some new faces joining your cohort today from the from the April cohort. So yeah, thanks everyone.